If you had told me a year ago that my own mother would sell my car behind my back just so my sister could throw a luxury picnic, I would have laughed. Not because it was funny, but because it sounded impossible. But it wasn't. It happened. And when I confronted her, expecting an apology, she looked me straight in the eye and said, "If you don't agree, then leave the house." So I did. That one moment, those 12 words, changed everything. I didn't know then that walking out of that house would lead to courtrooms, news headlines, and a new car from a stranger's kindness. I didn't know that my worst betrayal would become the start of my best life. But I know now, because this is the story of how losing everything helped me take it all back. Hi, I'm Linda, and I'm 26 years old. I work full-time at a bookstore and save every penny I can. I don't party.
I don't shop a lot.
I just wanted one thing, my own car. After 2 years of saving, I finally bought a brand new silver sedan. It wasn't fancy, but it was mine. I remember the way the steering wheel felt the first time I drove it home. I had tears in my eyes, freedom, independence, pride. My mom didn't really say anything when I showed it to her. She just nodded and said, "That's nice." My sister Mia barely looked up from her phone. She's 23, lives at home, doesn't have a job, and spends all her time trying to be a social media influencer. She always gets what she wants, and somehow that includes my stuff too. 2 weeks after I got my car, I came home from work and the driveway was empty. At first, I thought maybe I parked somewhere else. I checked the street, the garage gone. I rushed inside. "Mom, where's my car?" She was sitting at the dining table, drinking tea like nothing had happened. "Oh, that," she said. "I sold it." I laughed. I thought it was a joke. She didn't laugh. "You what?" "I sold it," she repeated. Mia needed money for her birthday picnic. It's a big event. She's hiring a chef and a photographer. You don't need a car anyway. You barely go out. I stood there frozen. That car was in my name. I paid for it. She raised her eyebrows. "And I paid to raise you. So don't act like you're owed something." My heart dropped. "You had no right." She stood up slowly, her voice cold now. "If you're going to fight me about this, Linda, then maybe it's time you leave this house." Silence.
I didn't cry.
I didn't yell. I just walked to my room, packed a bag, grabbed my laptop and documents, and left. No one stopped me, not even Mia. I didn't have a plan when I left. I just knew I couldn't stay in that house a second longer. My phone buzzed with messages from my mom. Some cold, some guilt-tripping. "You're overreacting. This is still your home. If you apologize, you should be happy for your sister's big day." I didn't respond. Instead, I called the one person I trusted, Lena, my best friend since college. She picked up on the first ring. Her voice was warm. "Linda, what's wrong?" "I need somewhere to stay. Just for a while." She didn't ask questions. "Get here. I'll leave the door unlocked." By the time I reached her apartment, I was shaking, not from fear, just from the shock of it all. My car was gone. My mother had actually sold it like it was nothing.
And Mia?
She hadn't even called me once. Lena made me tea, gave me her softest blanket, and let me sit on her couch in silence. When I finally spoke, I said, "They really chose a picnic over me." She didn't try to comfort me with lies. She just nodded and said, "That's not a family. That's control dressed up as love." That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about how hard I had worked to buy that car. All the late-night shifts, skipped vacations, cheap meals, for what? For it to be taken like it was theirs? I decided right then I wasn't going to let them guilt me into silence. They had made a choice.
So had I.
But the next morning, my phone started ringing again. This time, not with guilt or insults. This time it was panic. At first, I ignored the calls, but they didn't stop. 5 missed calls from Mom, 3 from Mia, 2 voicemails, then texts started pouring in. "Mom, Linda, call me please." "Mia, you need to come home. Something's wrong."
Mom, this is serious.
"You're in trouble and so are we." I showed Lena my phone. "They're acting like I broke something," I said. She frowned. "You think it's about the car?" "I don't know, but I have a feeling it's worse than they're saying." Against my better judgment, I called back. Mom answered immediately. Linda, thank God. Listen, there's a problem with the car with your name. What are you talking about? Asked, my voice flat. She was speaking too fast. The guy we sold it to, he used your ID from the glove box. He took out some kind of loan. Now they're saying you owe money.
What?
I stood up from the couch. What loan?
He said you signed for it.
But I know you didn't, obviously.
Right.
I could barely breathe. You sold the car to a stranger and he used my documents? Don't yell at me, she snapped. I didn't know he'd do this. Mia found him online. He looked professional. He even had a website. I could hear Mia crying in the background. It's not my fault. He had a blue check on Instagram. I hung up. I sat down slowly, staring at the wall. Lena looked at me. What happened? They sold my car to a scammer. And now he used my identity to steal money, and I'm the one they're coming after? I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I opened my laptop. Lena sat beside me quietly, watching. What are you doing? Fixing this, I said. The legal way. First, I called the police to file a report for identity theft. Then, I contacted my bank and froze everything. I even spoke with my car insurance company to explain the situation. The woman on the phone sounded shocked. You're saying your family sold your car to a stranger without your consent, and that man used your documents for a loan? Yes, I said, and I have proof. Because I did. I had receipts, emails, a photo of the car on the day I bought it, texts with the dealership. I even had the Instagram post Mia had made showing off the picnic setup with a caption, "Thanks to my amazing family for making my dream party come true." I took screenshots of everything, then I made a call to a local legal aid clinic. They offered to help me file a civil lawsuit. That evening, I posted a simple message on Facebook. When your family sells your car for a picnic and a scammer ruins your name, don't stay quiet. Speak up, some things need to be exposed. I didn't tag anyone, but people knew. By morning, the post had over 1,000 shares. Old friends messaged me. Strangers commented with support. One local reporter reached out, asking if I'd like to tell my story. And that's when it hit me. They took my car, but they gave me something else, a voice. And I was about to use it. By the next day, my inbox was full. People from all over were messaging me, some sharing their own stories, others offering legal advice. A few wanted to help me raise money for legal costs. I didn't ask for it, but it made me feel like I wasn't alone. Then I got a call from a woman named Rachel, a local reporter. I saw your post. It's getting attention fast. Would you be willing to go on record and share your full story?
I thought about it.
For years I stayed quiet, let my family walk all over me, but not anymore. Yes, I said. Let's do it. The article was published the next morning. The title read, "Woman says family sold her car for sister's birthday party. Now she's facing thousands in debt." It blew up. Even local news stations started mentioning it. One clip showed a screenshot of Mia's picnic photos with her smiling in front of a gold balloon arch and expensive food spread. Comment sections were brutal. Who does this to their own daughter? This is theft, plain and simple. Mia is old enough to work. Why did she need a luxury picnic funded by someone else's car? And just like that, the golden daughter of our family became an online joke. Within 2 days, Mia lost several brand deals. One makeup brand even made a statement saying, "We don't support influencers who take advantage of others." I didn't celebrate, but I didn't feel sorry either. That same day, I got a call from the civil court clerk. My case against my mother and sister for unauthorized sale and identity misuse was officially moving forward. They were going to be held responsible, and I hadn't even started yet. The day of the court hearing, I wore the same blazer I had worn when I bought my car. It felt like I was walking in not just for justice, but for closure. My mom and Mia showed up late. Mia wore sunglasses inside, probably hoping no one would recognize her. My mom looked like she hadn't slept. Her once proud posture was gone. The judge was calm but firm. I had all the evidence. Ownership documents, proof of sale without consent, and the fraud report. My lawyer explained everything clearly, from the missing car to the identity theft loan. My mom tried to defend herself. She lived under my roof. I thought the car belonged to the household. The judge shook his head. Legally, that's incorrect. Your daughter was the sole owner. You had no right to sell it. Then Mia spoke. I didn't know the guy was fake. He had followers. Even the judge looked unimpressed. Social media popularity does not make someone trustworthy. In the end, the ruling was clear. My mother and Mia were ordered to pay full restitution, over $15,000 in damages and fees. The court ruled that my name had been misused and I was not liable for the fraudulent loan. My mom was also given a warning. Any further financial misuse involving my name would result in criminal charges. Outside the courthouse, a few local reporters were waiting. One snapped a photo of me walking out, standing tall, while my mom and Mia avoided the cameras. That night, I finally breathed easy. The money wouldn't undo the betrayal, but it helped. A week later, I received a letter from a consumer protection fund. They had seen my story and wanted to help victims of financial abuse. Inside was a letter and a voucher for a brand new car, a better one, fully paid. I cried, but this time it was relief. The day I picked up my new car, I didn't tell anyone. I went alone. It was a beautiful dark blue sedan with heated seats, a smart screen, and that fresh new car smell I'll never forget. I thanked the woman from the Consumer Protection Fund about 10 times. She just smiled and said, "You earned this. You didn't just speak up, you stood up." Driving away from the dealership, I didn't head toward my mother's house. I didn't drive by Mia's old party spots or check their social media. I didn't need to. I had my closure. Back at Lena's apartment, we celebrated with takeout and sparkling lemonade. I told her this whole mess gave me something I never had before. What? She asked. A sense of control over my own life. Over the next few weeks, I got busy. Inspired by all the people who messaged me online, I decided to launch a YouTube channel. Boundaries and Breakthroughs, real stories of family betrayal and standing your ground. My first video was called "They Stole My Car for Picnic," and I took back my life. It went viral. I started receiving emails from young women all over the country. Some had been stolen from, others were pressured by family. They thanked me for being brave. But the truth is, I wasn't brave. At first, I was just tired of being walked on. Months later, I received one more message. This time from Mia. I messed up. I see that now. I lost everything. Can we talk? I stared at it for a while, then I typed back. I hope you're learning, but we're not going back to what we were. I moved on. You should too. I didn't block her. I just didn't wait around for a reply. The next morning, I got into my car, turned on the music, and hit the road, my rules. It's been a year since I walked out of that house, and I've never looked back. My YouTube channel now has over 300,000 subscribers, and every day someone sends a message saying, "Thank you for sharing your truth." I thought I was alone. I've spoken at 2 women's empowerment events, and I'm working with a nonprofit that helps people escape toxic family situations, especially when financial control is involved.
Mia?
She's still trying to rebuild her online image, but the truth has a long memory. Last I heard, she took a job at a small cafe. I wish her healing, but I'm not part of that chapter anymore. My mom hasn't contacted me since the court ordered her to pay damages, and honestly, I've made peace with that. Some family ties aren't broken, they're released. Now, when I drive through the city in my new car, windows down, music up, I don't think about what I lost. I think about what I gained. And I smile because, for the first time in my life, I'm driving on my own terms.